Hi guys, my name is Becca. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my October wrap-up. I read 19 books in the month of October, so we have quite a bit to go through. Like I do with quite a bit of my wrap-ups, I'm really not going to talk too much about each book. We would be here forever, and I honestly don't want to do that. But I will try to talk a little bit about each book, at least from what I remember. The thing is, the reason why I don't love monthly wrap-ups is because a lot of the books that I read in the beginning of the month, I'll forget by the end. Honestly, I'll forget next week or so, especially if I didn't love it. So here we are. I will try my hardest. I promise. So we're gonna start with my lowest rated books to my highest rated books. So for this month, it's lowest rated is 3 stars, and my highest rated is 5 stars. For quite a bit of the month, honestly, for 3/4 of the month, it was really difficult because I didn't have any 5 stars. I was liking everything I was reading, at least for the most part, but I wasn't loving anything, and it didn't get to once the final week came, I think I was finally in that 5-star mode, and I was so happy. But yeah, for 3 weeks, nothing. That hurt. But let's start with the 3-star books. So there are 5 3-star books. First up, we have the 3rd book in a trilogy. That's Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the 3rd book in the Daevabad trilogy, the conclusion. I didn't love it. City of Brass, which was the 1st book, got 5 stars from me. Kingdom of Copper, the 2nd book, got 4 stars. I read that. City of Brass I read a few years ago and then reread. Both times I gave 5 stars. I decided not to reread it again when I was going back into this. I reread it I think last year and the year before, but I decided not to reread it again to go into this. Go back into the series because I just remembered so much about it. So I decided to go into Kingdom of Copper in September. Yeah. And was still really into the series, gave that 4 stars. I still really enjoyed that. This one, on the other hand, I liked it for the most part, but I didn't love it. I don't know. I didn't like the way the series turned. Honestly, I just didn't really love the characters anymore. I tried. I really did. The ending was not great. I didn't love the ending. I wasn't happy with the way that went. So yeah. 3 stars. I did also, right after that, I was going to take a break, but I decided, since it was just short stories, to go into The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty, which is just tales from the Daevabad series. What I do like about this, I did receive this as an ARC from NetGalley and the publisher, so I was really thankful to get this, which is why I was trying really hard to read the trilogy before this came out. And I still ended up reading this in October when it came out, but not before. So what I really liked about this was that it explained where in the series each tale was from, and what it was spoiling. I also liked getting a little more into the characters that it was following, because a lot of the characters not a lot, some of the characters it was following, you didn't really know as much in the series. I thought this was going to be tales, I don't know, maybe fairy tales that, I don't know, that, I don't know, shaped the world or things like that. I thought maybe, if anything, we would get more into, the Ifrit, the Jinn from the past. Maybe we would get more into, Suleiman from the past. No. What we got was the characters that we meet throughout the series. So we got, some Inari, some of the Tales of Nari, Ali, Dara, Muntadir, I can't think of names. So like we got some of the characters that we already know and just a little bit more insight into them. Like Muntadir and Jamshid, like how they met. Like, okay. And then we also got some characters that we don't really know too much about because we really only like heard of them or saw them in the end or things like that. So we got a little bit more of those, which is the ones I liked the most because I didn't really know them all that well. So I was happy to see that in here. And then we also got like an alternative ending to Empire of Gold. This still got 3 stars. It didn't really add much. Or at all. We just got certain scenes that, you know, we had heard about but didn't actually see, which I did like. There's one from Manazé in here that I liked. And I do not like that character. But I liked that scene. There are some stories in here I liked more than others. I thought like this was, most of it was unneeded. Honestly, like I'm just gonna say this, most of it was unneeded. I didn't really need to know some of these scenes and things like that. Some of them were better than others. 3 stars. I was massively disappointed. I don't know what else to say. And then I decided to start a new series that I've heard some good things about. And it's from an author I trust and I absolutely love. And that's Stars of Fortune by Nora Roberts. The series is the Guardians trilogy. I didn't really know too much going into this. I had just heard some good things from another booktuber. I want to say it's Bookishly Nerdy. I don't know her actual name. Like I'm trying to remember and I can't. But yeah, I think it's Bookishly Nerdy. She was saying how she really enjoyed it. So I was like, it's Nora Roberts. I love Nora Roberts. And it's somewhat paranormal. Like, let's go. It's set in Greece. Like, we follow one character who sees, like, who has visions and premonitions of 4 other characters that she's never met before. But she knows soon she will end up meeting them. And they all have to go on this quest to find the Stars of Fortune. So, yeah. I liked it from the beginning. I was really kind of enjoying it. And then towards the end, I was just like, is this it? Like, this is just the first book. And I don't necessarily love the style. I don't know how to say this. The characters were okay. The romance was okay. The plot was good. I really like how the plot is, if you know what I mean. The fact that they're on this quest to find the Stars of Fortune, which it all starts with like 3 goddesses who were trying to gift the new queen with, I don't even know what with, but they're trying to give gifts to the new queen. And it's sort of like a Sleeping Beauty thing if you think about it, with like the 3 fairies who are trying to gift the new baby, like whatever, and Maleficent comes and stops them and like, well, doesn't stop them, but places a curse on her. It's kind of like that, except the evil witch didn't place a curse, but she was trapped because she's trapped and she's trying to get out, and the goddesses, are like, well, millennia later, some will come and stop you, and she'll get out and some will stop you. So that's like the 5 characters in this have to stop the evil witch from getting out and retrieving the Stars of Fortune and ruining the world, something like that. It was a lot in one book, and honestly I don't know if I want to continue. Yeah, but that's Stars of Fortune. Again, 3 stars. I'm sorry. Again, this is why I don't like doing wrap-ups. I suck at synopses. I really do. Okay, so next up we have The Hellmouth Guardian's Lover by Adriana Herrera. This is like the book 3 in the Peculiar Tastes series, but you technically can just read them out of order. You don't have to read them in order. I like to read in order, so I have, but this is number 3. You'll see number 1 and 2 later on. But it's really just what the title says. This whole series is set in one place, which is the Shadow Market, and then you just follow different characters in each book. And it's all from different authors. So like the first book is Jenny Nordbak. The second book is Katie Robert, which is really why I was into this series. Like I wanted to go into it. And then this one is the Adriana Herrera. And they all just like, they're all different monster romances. Like for the most part, I feel like they're monster, but I don't think they're all monster romance. I don't know. But I can't even remember. Honestly, the reason this got 3 stars is because once I finished it, I couldn't remember what it was about. They're all novellas. I still, okay. I kind of remember now. We follow a snake demon called Augustus, and he needs his old partner's help, which is Ariadne, and he needs to go find her and get her help in order to save his new partner. Him and Ariadne used to be together, but once he broke up their partnership, they went their separate ways. But yeah, and it's all about them closing Hellmouths. They're all novellas. They're all like 130 to 160 pages. So there's really not a whole lot of plot because a lot of them are smutty. So yeah, that's all I got from that. Okay. 3 stars. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. And then lastly for the 3 stars, thankfully, is actually I think my favorite 3-star, which is Riding the Headless Horseman by Molly Likovich. This book, I read right on Halloween. It's 50 pages long. I read it on Halloween. And it's honestly about, the Headless Horseman, kidnapping our main character, who is a witch. And, he actually doesn't have a head. It's just a smutty little novella about the Headless Horseman kidnapping a witch, and they get to business. It was actually really good. For a 50-page novella, I gave it 3 stars. I actually really liked it. I thought it was really good for a 50-page novella. So, yeah. Definitely recommend reading it like on Halloween. I just thought it was the perfect time to read it. And again, like I thought it was decent, you know? Okay. All right. Next up we have my 2 3.5-star reads. Those are the only 0.5-star reads that I have. First up we have this one was so difficult to rate. Throughout the book, I went from like a 2.5 to a 4 to a 3 to a 2 to a 2 to a... It was all over the place quite a bit. I did not know what to rate this at the end, but then I was just like, it's not a 4. I can tell you that. It's not a 3, so it has to be a 3.5. But while I was reading it, I was just like, it could have gone any way. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. I read this for the book club I'm a part of, called BDA, Books, Depression, Anxiety. I read this for the month, it was, I think, from, like, it was a September-October book, I think. or it was a September book and I read it late. But yeah. This book. This one follows, I know his name is Enzo. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Okay, well, it's not gonna tell me. That's fine. So, we follow our main character, who is on the run for some reason, we don't know. And she gets to Australia, and she meets this guy at a bar. His name is Enzo. And, immediately, they're just like, let's fuck. So he takes her home, they fuck. She steals his identity. She's on the run, she needs money. So she steals his like credit card information, everything, and opens up a credit card in his name. He finds out about it. Things go from there. He decides to take his revenge on her in a really, really fucked up scene involving a shark cage, blood, and a shark. All the while fucking. Okay? I don't recommend that scene. That scene, honestly, traumatized me for a little bit. That I will never forget that scene for as long as I live. Which is one of the reasons why it was going down. After all that happened, they get shipwrecked. They're on an island and with a lighthouse and a creepy guy. You don't know what the hell is going on. That's really what the book is about. The reason I remember this book is because how freaking traumatizing it got me. There were a couple of scenes. So I told you the shark scene. That's the only scene I'm telling you. But there were a couple of scenes that just left me feeling like, what the fuck? Why? Why? Like, this is just too much for me. I like dark books. I like dark romances. I go into books blind even when people say they're trigger warnings. I like it when an author includes their trigger warnings completely. I feel like every book that has trigger warnings needs to include them in their book. Like at the very beginning. Huge font, trigger warnings. Anybody can read them if they want to, or they can just skip them if they want to, but it should be in the front of the book, right in bold font. Which, by the way, where are you? I know you. Oh, maybe you didn't. I could have sworn she always puts hers. Oh, yeah. Katee Robert. Right here. It's easy to skip, but it's always there. That's what I love about Katee Robert. So, like, I don't read trigger warnings. I don't like to be, because I feel like a lot of trigger warnings will spoil some of the things, and I like to go into it for shock value. So I don't necessarily read them. That's on me. This book was way too much. I'm just gonna say. Like, there were just scenes that were like, why? I just want to know why. Why would these characters even do something like this? Like, this is just, what the fuck? By the way, Enzo works with sharks, which is why there's a whole shark. That's the only one I'm gonna say. But again, there were multiple scenes like that were just like, I'm uncomfortable. But the creepiness was good. Like, the thrillery aspect of this book was pretty good. And I do think it's like I don't know, is it romantic suspense? Or like thriller, like romantic thriller? I don't really know. But it really didn't just focus on the romance. So I think the romance at times were just like, why is it placed in these scenes? Also, I don't like the whole back and forth shit. Like, I don't like when characters are like, I hate you, I never want to touch you again, in 2 seconds they're fucking. Like, I don't like that. I don't. So yeah, 3.5. And if you're interested, read it. I will say, this author will come up again later on in this video, but that book, 3.5. Okay, a better 3.5, if it will load. There it goes. Orion Halloween by Sadie Kincaid. I think last month I read all of the, like, Ryan novellas. It's just, a White Shoes series about 4 Irish brothers and one woman, and it's like mafia or Irish mafia stuff. This one was just like a little smutty Halloween book. 3.5. I really enjoyed it. Much better. Okay, now we can go on to my 9 4-star books. Okay. Here's the Peculiar Taste books. The Death God Sacrifice by Jenny Nordbak. This one follows a death god. Oh, this one I really liked because this one had the Gorgon's sisters, like Medusa's sisters. Wait, is it Arachne? What? How do you say? No, it's shoot. Oh my god, I know her name. I can't think of the names. Okay, so there's Steno, who is the one we're following, and she's trying to save her sister, not Medusa. Medusa's gone in this. She's trying to save her sister, Echidna? Is it Echidna? Oh, I can't remember. I used to remember. Like, I love Greek mythology, which is why I used to remember, like, everybody's names. But, like, Steno has to, in order to save her sister, who has been taken and held hostage, she needs to go and stop this druid from, I think it's, releasing the veil, or, like, opening the veil so, like, others can come in. I think that's how it is. Can't exactly remember. Again, these are, like, really small novellas, but, like, this one I liked. And the way that the druid releases the veil, I think it's just for that day, he has to give an orgasm. Yeah, that's the sacrifice. Like, that's a sacrifice. It's not killing, it's, yeah. So, she ends up getting the other woman out of there and, becoming the sacrifice instead. What a way to go. Like, what a sacrifice. So yeah, they end up, it's just very good. Also, the one that has to help her with this, like to get into the druid's cave or whatever, is Perseus. Yeah, it's Perseus, who is, credited with killing Medusa. So, again, I really like that one. It was my first foray. I can't talk. It was my first taste of Jenny Nordbak, and I want more in that world. Like, that's the thing. I want more in that world. I will read more. So that one got 4 stars. And then, of course, The Demon's Bargain by Katie Robert got 4 stars. This one follows... Oh, my God. Where are you? Here. So, if you remember The Dragon's Bride, this one follows, oh god, one of the characters in there, Romanu. Yeah, Romanu. Who I believe is gender fluid, or, like, non-binary. Yeah, and Romanu is a bargain demon, and, Lenora, who is our main character, trusted the wrong man, and she needs to make a bargain with a bargainer demon. So yeah, that's why it's The Demon's Bargain. Technically you can read them without reading, like, you can read this without reading this, but, it's just more fun to read them, like, technically in order. So yeah, I very much enjoyed that. Next up is actually a physical read. Oh my god, I don't have to hold my iPad up. It's The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. This one follows Rosie from the first book, who's the best friend of Lena from the first book, and Lucas, who is Lena's cousin. And Rosie, her ceiling in her apartment fell, actually. And she needs a place to stay, and she knows Lena's on her honeymoon, so she just what's it called? She just decides to use her apartment because no one else is using it. She can't get a hold of Lena. And she thinks someone's breaking in when actually it's Lucas, who Lena said could use that apartment. But Lena never, like, actually said anything. So it was just, like, really funny beginning. I liked I think I gave The Spanish Love Deception 5 stars. This one, I gave 4 stars. So I still really liked it. I love Rosie. Rosie also quit her job to become a romance writer. Love that. Also, this book, Rosie's having a lot of writer's blocks, so Lucas decides to make up all these dates and, like, take her on them so she can get inspiration for her book. I love the whole setup. I loved The Spanish Love Deception more, but still I thought this was a really solid book, and I'm happy I read it. Alright, next, another book I don't own, so we're back to this. This was actually my first book that I read in the month of October. This one, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shea Ernshaw. I didn't think I was going to like this. Shea Ernshaw is an author that I've read in the past and didn't like. I felt like I just did not gel with their writing. So or their characters. The plot I thought was always good because I always tried to go into it with high expectations, and yeah. This one though, I was like, it's Sally, and it's set after, like, right after, Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's Sally, realizing that she's just become the Pumpkin Queen, and what that's going to entail. And also, if she's ready for, like, anything, like, all the responsibilities, and if she has to, like, change herself for Jack, and for the town, because she's married to Jack now. And she opens up a door, not realizing, because in this, we actually get to see all the different, like, doors to the different, like, seasons and holidays. So she opens a door that's hidden away. She didn't realize how bad it's gonna get. She released the Sandman, and he puts everybody to sleep. And then she has to go into all the different worlds and try and find help in order to stop him from, and try and wake everybody up. This one I think is only like 200 or 300 pages. I thought it was good. I know a lot of other people had, like, I think, issues with it, and I don't think it was perfect, but I think because I normally don't really like the author's writing, and I didn't know how this was going to go because I was hesitant about it because I love Sally and Jack so much, and I was just like, is this going to deliver? And I thought it did. So yeah, 4 stars. I thought it was good. Okay, next up we have Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. Funny story. This actually, along with the Demon's Bargain, they're all in the same world. They're all, like, you meet Azazel in this book, who is actually the one who brings all the girls to the auction in this book. So, like, he's a, like, main side character in that book. So it's, like, it's all connected. You also, at the very end, like, the epilogue, you get the auction that starts out this book. So, yeah. This is 3 books in one. It's, I read the first 2 separate when they were coming out, so this is the bind-up of all 3. Sacrifice, Heir, and Queen. We follow a Dhampir called, Mina. I don't know why I forgot that name. It always makes me remember Dracula. So Mina, she, because of her father, trapping her inside this manor with this crazed vampire who's been trapped there for a long time. He wants her trapped in there because he wants the vampire to breed her, and get her pregnant so that way he could make an even more powerful vampire, powerful vampire, and pretty much rule or whatever. This is a why choose? Technically, it's actually really poly. It's not even a why choose. It's poly because they're all fucking. So it's a poly vampire, smutty 3 books. Like, I really liked it. We follow Mina, who is our Dhampir, Malachi, who is our main vampire we get in the first book, Wolf, and then Rylan also come into the picture. And they all, yeah, it's a whole lot of fucking and biting, and it's a good time. I read Sacrifice and Air when they were like, a long time ago. And I never got around to Queen. And I had forgotten who these characters were. Like, I forgot that Azazel was in this because, I remember this. I really like that. But yeah, I had forgotten. But again, I really enjoyed this. It was just a really good time. So, 4 stars. Oh my god, I'm not even done. Okay. Alright, next up we have The War of Two Queens by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 4th in the Blood and Ash series. I read the first 3. Well, I read the first one a long time ago. The second one, I think also a long time ago. And the third one I read, I want to say, maybe earlier this year or sometime late last year. And then I read, I want to say earlier this year because I know I read Shadow in the Ember. Like, I put that on hold, like, immediately after reading Crown of Gilded Moms. And I really enjoyed the first 3 books in the series. But then Shadow in the Ember came, which is the prequel novel to the series. And it's fantastic. I gave that 5 stars. I loved that book. Oh, Nyktos and Seraphina is, like, up there with, like, Aelin and Rowan and Rhysand and Feyre and Hunt and Bryce. Like, I'm not joking. I loved that book. So then I went back into this series with The War of Two Queens. And I thought I was going to get everybody. I was so excited. I didn't necessarily get everything that I wanted. And also, I felt like the turn in the end, because I thought this might be the final book. It was not. I was totally wrong. But I thought that the turn, the plot twist in the end, I was like, what? My issue with this is that, like, I read Shadow in the Ember. Light in the Flame comes out this month. Like, in November. I am so excited for it. I felt like this book needed to wait until, like, Nyktos and Seraphina's story had completed. And then this book. I just feel like there's so many things that I know are going, like, to be a thing in that series. Because they keep referencing things that they did. Like, Nyktos and Seraphina did in their series. Because this is set, like, I want to say 100 or 200 years after. Maybe, no, I want to say it's, like, maybe around 200 years after that prequel series. Like, the prequel books. So, I'm just like, I just feel like maybe their series should have ended before we got to this. Because there's just so many references to what they did. And, like, they say things of what they did. And I'm like, I would have liked to have seen that first. That's just a me thing. But again, that like, plot twist in the end, I was like, did we really need that now? Again, finish up the series of the prequels. And then I would be, like, totally into the ending of this. But I'm like... It still got a 4-star because it was still good. It was still, like, I was still in it. But I was just like, it could have gotten 5 if it had just... oh, man. If it had, if I got the prequel series first, if I got all those books out before what they did in this, then I'd be okay. Alright, next up we have Barbarian Lover by Ruby Dixon. This is the 3rd book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. This is a reread for me. This is just a good time. It's blue alien smut. It's a good time. This one follows Kira and Aheko. I really like him. I really like them both. I love their romance. I thought in the beginning when he gives her the courting gift was perfect. So good. I love these books. They're fun. They're not the best thing ever written, but they're a good palate cleanser. They're just so much fun to read, and like when you just need something that's gonna be like kind of silly, not really like, you know, it kind of makes fun of itself. It's not really supposed to be like the best thing ever written. It's what you need. You know, and I love these books for that. And then I like to read them every month. I don't know when the next, the fourth one is out, but I feel like the next few aren't going to come out until like next year, and I want more. Like, I know I could go and just reread them on like Kindle Unlimited, because I binge read all of these a few years back, like in 1 month, just binge read. But I just like these covers, and I just want them to keep coming out like once a month or something, you know? Yeah, it's just what I needed. I'll find other palette cleanser books, but those were just fun. Okay, alright. 2 more in the 4-star, and then we only got 3 5-star books. So, finally got the 5-star books, but yeah. Alright, really quick, where is that book? Okay. Next up, Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. I loved this. Oh, this one could have gotten 5 stars, but I don't remember what it was, but there was something about it that was just like, eh. It was still really good though. Oh my god. This is the first book in the Souls trilogy. I guess I did not read Her Soul for Revenge. Oh no, because that's Juniper's book. I do want to read Her Soul for Revenge. Yeah, this one follows, oh my god, Ray? Yeah, this one follows Ray and Leon. Ray just moves to town, and she meets all these new people, and I guess this guy Leon takes a liking to her. Leon's a demon who has been summoned to protect the town or some shit. There's like things with like the old gods that's in a mining shaft. Like, I don't know, like generations ago, like all these guys went in there, only 3 guys came out, knowing that they were released, and like they weren't killed, because generations later they're gonna have to sacrifice one of their descendants. Each of them are gonna have to sacrifice one of their descendants to this god, like this old god, in order for him to be released. Yeah. Ray is one of the people that has to be sacrificed, though she doesn't know it. And Leon is just like, well, screw this. I'm not going to do anything to her. I'm going to protect her instead. And it's a smutty, hot time. Demon protection. Like, it's scary as well. Like, there's some, like, creepy moments in it. I very much liked it. It's just, like, cultish kind of a thing. Yeah, I recommend it. I really liked it. And then lastly, for the 4 stars, it's Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This one is a like contemporary Peter Pan fractured fairy tale. We follow James, who oh my god. So James Hook, he's always wanted to destroy his enemy, which is Peter Michaels, and Wendy, who is Peter's daughter, shows up in James's bar, and James, you know, takes a liking to her and also feels like he could get close to her in order to destroy her father, kind of a thing. But Wendy doesn't know that. I guess that's pretty much all I can really say. There's not a whole lot. There's just a lot of, it's a dark, contemporary, fractured version of Peter Pan. I really liked it. Like, I really liked it. I can't wait to go into Scarred. I don't think I know who the people are in Scarred. No. But yeah, I'm excited. And I know there's also Wretched, which I think is a Wizard of Oz, and then Twisted. No, maybe Twisted is a Wizard of Oz. Or not. Oh, it seems like Twisted is Aladdin. Uh-huh. It's Diamond in the Rough. That's gotta be Aladdin. So I guess Wretched is Wizard of Oz. And Scarred is Lion King. But they're all like fractured fairy tales, and they're all contemporary from what I know. Okay. Alright. Lastly, 5-star books. Kingdom of the Feared by Kerri Maniscalco. Holy shit. This is the 3rd book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive because, of course, I'm pretty sure I have all of them in the Barnes & Noble exclusive, but I absolutely love these end pages. Like, that's nothing. I just, oh my god. I love this book. This is the conclusion, so I can't say anything. It's the 3rd book in the trilogy, but it was damn fucking good. Like, I didn't know what they were gonna do with Wrath and shit. Why did I forget her name? Amelia. I didn't know what they were gonna do with them, but one of my favorite tropes they used, and like, I thought it was great. Like, I just love this trope. I truly do. And I can't tell you what it is because it really will spoil like a lot of shit. So I'm telling you this whole series, but it was so good. I loved it. Yeah, I love this whole trilogy. Highly recommend it. I have only read Stalking Jack the Ripper from Kerri Maniscalco before starting this trilogy, and I liked Stalking Jack the Ripper. I wanted to continue on. I just was never in the mood for the rest of them. But this series, so damn good. So worth it. Okay, and then the last 2 books are a duology. I told you that this author would come back. It's the 1st and 2nd book in the Cat and Mouse duology by H.G. Carlton. So Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline. Stalker romance. Dark, really dark stalker romance. There's a lot of triggers for this book, so highly recommend, if you have any triggers, to read them before. Like, if you need to know what triggers are in this, please look them up before going into this. But I will tell you, there is murder. It's stalking. There is like human trafficking. Just go into this knowing that there are a ton of triggers. Again, I don't really go into books knowing about the triggers because I like to go into it getting the shock value because nothing necessarily triggers me. I don't have any triggers that I know of. I mean, again, that shark scene, I did not know that was going to be a thing. So I mean, this was so damn good. I loved this duology. I finished this book a few days before Halloween. It was like immediately needing to go into the next one. I was going to wait until November to read the sequel, but no, I needed to know right away because the way this ends goes straight, like, you need that 2nd book right away. Holy shit. Again, read trigger warnings for both books if that is what you definitely need to do. Because these books are very triggering. Oh my god. Like, I don't know what else to say about this, but so damn fucking good. I love these books. I highly, highly recommend them to anyone. Oh my god. So yeah, that's it. This went way more than I thought it would, but I told you all that if I do like monthly wrap-ups, and I read a lot in a month, so it's gonna get long. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again with another video, hopefully soon. All right, bye. Happy reading.